Hello, welcome back. I'm gonna do one more turn. What time is it now? God, it's just gone 10 o'clock. Yeah, I figure I'll do one more turn. I want to. I'm enjoying this. Uh, yeah, I zoomed in on this card because I wanted to remind myself. These coloured borders on enemies. I don't know what orange means. I just don't know what it means. Um, I think that the other one has. Was it yellow or purple? I'm not sure. Orange. I know Deep One Hybrid. I'm assuming this is an Innsmouth monster, just because it has Deep One in the name. Why is this zoomed in? Oh, because we were looking at something for some reason. Zoom back out. Innsmouth, which is this. Blah blah blah. How are we going to find this? Let's assume it's a new monster. So the start of these rules usually talk about new components. Ancient War, Herald Blur, new monster markers. 32 new monster markers in this expansion, including 2 new mask monsters. I can see the picture here. It's going to say something. This expansion adds more monsters with aquatic movement. Okay. Type of monster movement indicated by an orange border. So this is what? That's orange. Page 7. Page 7. Some up there, travelling between towns. That's train movement. Monster surges is when it pops. If I remember correctly, that's when it pops. If a gate pops on somewhere where there is already a gate, then it's a monster surge. Weapon immunity. I don't see anything about aquatic movement. Page 7? It did say page 7, right? Aquatic movement is described on page 7. Am I? Oh, okay. So by 7 you meant 8. Sure, that's cool. Zoom in. Aquatic movement. Innsmouth Horror reintroduces. Yeah, because I think this was introduced in one of the earlier expansions, I guess. I assume it means by reintroduce. Move between aquatic locations. Interesting. So this Deep One hybrid can swim very good, I suppose. Sorry, just drinking beer. If an aquatic monster is not in an aquatic location when it moves, it follows the arrows. Normal black border monster. However, if an aquatic begins, and I think unvisited isle, that's what this symbol means, right? This is an aquatic location, and unvisited isle would certainly assume it's aquatic. However, if an aquatic monster begins its movement in an aquatic location, check to see if there are any aquatic locations containing investigators. If there is one, the aquatic monster moves directly to that aquatic location. Does that mean it needs to be triggered by an actual mythos? Begins its movement. I believe that would mean that, because it would begin movement. You would have to first trigger its movement, and then once it begins its movement, you do the aquatic check. And it can travel instantly to another aquatic location if there is an investigator on it. Sure. Okay. And then, yeah, I think... Where was the other monster down here? This annoying thing. Yellow. What was yellow? I'm guessing this is just a regular thing. Sorry about this. Ideally, I would know all these rules. These, like, little, just basic rules. But, as I mentioned in a previous episode, I am not super familiar with the game. I am kind of learning as I go along to an extent. I am not near monster movement. Where is a thing that is going to... Okay, here. Yellow, 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 yellow. Stationary. Stationary monsters never move. Shit. So if I ever want to get down here... Maybe this is 1-4. This is where Daryl heads next then. And he can just evade this dick. And I'll just leave him. He can just chill out here forever. Maybe. So yeah, he should never have moved. I didn't know what the yellow meant, and he moved up there, but he should never have moved. He is a stationary monster. Why is that happening? I guess there's some like it's keying into a positional marker, and it's like if you had grids or something, it would weird. Anyway, not important. We are on turn. At the end of the last video, I think I was confused. I was like, is it turn 3? Was that turn 4? At the end of the last video. No, Dale. That was turn 2. End of turn 2. Which I should know because I only moved this once. And there's a part of my brain that does keep track of this. I might not keep track of the actual turns, but there is a part of my brain that is keeping track of this thing. So I know I moved it once, which would make that turn 2. I should have known. So we're going to move this over here, and this is turn 3. Upkeep for Patrice. What is Patrice going to be doing? Where is Patrice? She just bought a unique item. So if I want to get her second unique item for her personal quest, I can be heading to the Bank of Arkham for this little thingy, the safety deposit key. In the movement phase, spend a movement point and discard this card while in the Bank of Arkham to make a luck -2 check. Succeed for a unique item, fail 2 clue tokens. So I want to do that. That's where she's heading now. So I need to spend a movement point once I am at the Bank of Arkham to essentially spend time opening a locked safety deposit box. So how far are we? How far away are we? 1, 2, 3. But then we need to spend a movement point, which puts us at 4. What was that Cthulhu rule? Sweltering heat, because it's a heat wave outside. While Cthulhu stirs in its slumber, each investigator loses a stamina for each movement point over 3 he or she spends each turn. Reading tomes does not count towards this total. I feel like I'm gonna overrule that. I understand what this rule, what the abstraction of this rule is. It's a heat wave outside. It's very hot. If you travel too far outside, no, not even necessarily outside, but if you just travel too far, you will suffer the effects of this sweltering heat. However, it allows for reading tomes to sidestep that effect because you are not traveling. Even though you spend movement on reading tomes, you're not actually moving. It is just you need to spend 2 points of movement time to read through a book. My thinking is that this spend a movement point here is functionally similar in terms of what it's representing. You are not moving outside by spending this 1 movement point. You are staying in place, inside even, and spending half an hour to an hour actually going through the process of getting into a safety deposit box. So even though this strictly only specifies tomes, I'm going to make an executive decision here, not because I want to make the game easier, but simply because I think it is appropriate that she can move 3. Like, I can give her a movement of 4, move 3, and then spend 1 to open the box without incurring the stamina loss. I want you to have 4 speed. Bomb. And then there's nothing else I want you to do. Upkeep. Joe, what's your dealio? I want you to be killing things, and you are having a real poor time getting to monsters. Where was the other monster? There was another monster over here. Can I get to you? 1, 2, 3. Hell yeah, I can. Do I have a good fight? What is this monster's deal? Not going to evade, so I don't care about that -1. -1 on the sanity check, but I only lose 1 if I fail it. It has 1 health, and I have to do. No, which is the one? There's 2 hearts. This is the damage it does to me. So if it wins a combat, it does 2 damage to me, but it has 1 health, 1 stamina. So I don't plan on losing, so I just have to do, yeah. You're not that difficult. We're going to go fight you and kill you. So I just want you to move across with a fight of... Yeah, because you have a bunch and it's not physically... Yeah, we'll leave that. Going to maximize our chance of passing the horror check and then use our items to bump up our combat. Mandy. Oh, Mandy. We want to get you to a position where you can be closing this gate eventually, which means we want you to eventually have a law of 4, but we have 2 turns to do that because you only have a focus of 2. Let's keep your luck high-ish. We don't want to move it down more than this because then we won't be able to get 4. We'll leave you there for this turn and then move it up next turn. I think we just leave you where you are and hope that we don't pop a monster. If we do, try and evade it. Yeah, we're just going to leave you as you are. Sure. And then Daryl, you are about to try and close a gate, and you're going to use a fight check. So let's pop this over here. 1. Leave everything else as it is, I think. Yeah. I kind of... One thing, I'm going to say this now more as a reminder to myself, I guess, but as I've been playing these first couple of turns, I have not been even taking into account the special rules for each character, and I really need to do that. This one especially, every time I roll some dice, I need to be having Mandy's as special ability in the back of my head. Because that's one that can affect everybody. Again with Patrice, although I haven't made much of a use of clues so far, I need to be remembering this whole communal pool of clues. And again, especially Mandy's. I know I have rolled some dice previously, and it just struck me as poor gameplay, or alarming, I guess, that as I was rolling those dice, I wasn't even considering this. And I need to have this in the back of my head. So I'm reminding myself more than you, the viewer, with that, but hopefully it will allow me to just pick up on that. Did I finish your upkeep, Daryl? No, I did not, because you get some free money. We need to roll dice. If we roll a 1, you lose this free money. Let's roll that. See what we get. That's a success, so that's not a 1. Cool. You're getting real rich over there, Daryl. Making money. Christ, I don't even know. I don't know the systems by which you fix this. I think you have to go to the asylum and the hospital, and then either spend time or money or both to bump this up. If I can avoid taking madness or injury cards, I don't think these are ever good. I'm pretty sure they're always bad. I think I marked everything. We have these markers, blah blah blah. Anyway, yeah, you're good. Movement. Did I move this over here? I think I did. So, Patrice, first, go. You are heading to, is it the bank? Spend a movement point and discard this movement while blah blah blah. So, we have 3, 1, 2, 3 at the bank. And then we're going to spend a movement point, bringing us up to 4. We are on 4. I'm not going to take a stamina damage because I'm cheating. I don't think I'm cheating. It doesn't feel like cheating. It feels thematically appropriate. Luck. Did I bump my luck up? I did not. But then I wanted to have the 4. Luck -2 check. And I want the unique item. Oh, am I gonna... Okay, we don't have luck, do we? No, stealth. So I'm gonna roll 1 dice. Have a luck. No, shit. Oh, balls. Okay, we can't do it. We have a luck we have a luck of 2. -2 brings us to 0, so we can't actually do it. I guess we do that next turn then. I hadn't actually taken that into consideration because I'm a Dumbo. So in any case, even if I'd done the thing, I could have just done 3, blah blah blah. It was whatever. It's going to take 2 turns to achieve that bank thing. Let's move on to Joe. Joe, where are you at? What are you doing? You're over here, and you're going to go 1, 2. I hadn't considered that. Oh, I can't fight him because he's on a gate. I need to wait here. So I don't want to get sucked in. Joe can't get sucked in. He can't spend 2 or 3 turns in a gate. I need him sweeping the streets. Okay, you're going to wait there. We're not going to go fight that. He's going to come to you. Mandy, you're in another realm. Daryl, you're in another realm. So let's start another realm. Mandy, in Plateau of Leng. Red or green? Pass a look -2 check to find some useful things among the bones. If you pass, draw a common item and 1 spell. Look -2. Mandy, you have... Oh, these -2s are killing me. Jesus Christ. Fail then. -2. God damn it. Okay. There's a nice card, but yeah, nothing I can do about it. You don't have a luck. You do have +1 luck. Okay, so I have a luck of 3. Okay, so I get to roll 1 dice. Oh, woohoo! What do we get? That's a fail. That's a 3. Now, do I... What are you doing? Do I use Mandy's ability? Do I use one of Mandy's clues? I'm going to spend a clue. Go down to 5. And because this is a luck check, because I spent a clue, I get to add another dice. And we get a success. Woohoo! What was the... Draw 1 common item and 1 spell. Wonderful. And a spell. Oops, I did not mean to do that. What do we have? A makeup kit. +1 to will checks, but not horror. And then we can avoid being arrested. I mean at some point to talk about the Innsmouth expansion, because I've not really even spoken about it. Reading through the rules of Innsmouth, getting arrested in Innsmouth is a thing. I think after Mandy, because Mandy was never meant to go into a gate anyway, but after Mandy is finished here, she might go mess around in Innsmouth for a while. Wither is a 0 modifier to cast and 0 sanity. So it's a spell that doesn't cost me any sanity. That's very nice. It's a +3 to combat checks with 0. It's a +3 to combat checks for the first combat, once per turn. Was it you that had the very nice once per turn? You have a +10 to combat. That's insane. Okay, Mandy, you're actually super tough. Once per turn. Sure. Wait a second. I've done this wrong? I have done this wrong. I'm doing location, aren't I? I should have done movement. Oh, god damn it. You doofus. Okay, this whole thing that I've just done, that should not have been a location card. That should have just been that. But you pretty much finished your Other Realms location phase. So I'm going to skip her when I come to it next time. Oh, dearie me. And this is why I'm going to take a break after this turn and come back to it tomorrow. We are on movement phase still. So Daryl's movement phase, he is finished up here. He's done 2 turns. And he ends up back at Relay, which is this one. Yes. This is your movement phase. Movement finished. We go back to Arkham Encounters for Patrice. Patrice can't use her card because she doesn't have. Well, she could, but she wouldn't get anywhere because she has to. She doesn't have the stats for it. So we can, instead of having an encounter here, you may take out a bank loan. I don't want a bank loan. I'm going to take an encounter. We are in downtown, which is here. Bank of Arkham. A little old lady stands in front of you in line, counting out a bag of pennies to deposit. And the frustration of this causes you to lose 1 sanity. That's excessive, but okay. Sure. That's a weak mental fortitude that you have there, Patrice, that you can't just watch an old lady count out pennies, but sure, let's do that. Joe. Joe is annoyingly just hanging out in this street, so there's no location event to pop. He's just waiting. He just wants to fight this dude, but he needs to wait for this dude to come and see him. Then Mandy. Then it's Mandy's at Arkham. She's not in Arkham. Daryl's Arkham. He's not in Arkham. And we do Other Realms. Not in Other Realm. Not in Other Realm. Comes around to Mandy. We just did Mandy's Other Realm because we're an idiot. We'll do Daryl now. So Daryl's Other Realm. Let's shuffle first. Where are you? No, because Daryl moved. Oh, I'm an idiot. I did not read that. Daryl is not in Another Realm. He should have done an Arkham encounter. So, Arkham encounter for Daryl. Unnameable. We have a -3 on a fight check to close this. We have a fight of 5. We can't use this because it's not combat or any of this shit. It's not a combat check. It's a fight check. Just fight. So we just use this naked stat here. 5. -3. We roll 2 dice. And we're going to throw clue tokens at this if we fail them. Oh god. There's a success. Hurrah! There's a success. Woohoo! So, this is defeated. We get our gate token. Then we are going to take an elder sign and pop it here. But to do that, to permanently close it, we have to spend 5 clues. So let's use all your clues, 3 of your clues. Let's use 3 of your clues and 2 of Patrice's to permanently close this with an elder sign. Excellent. Mythos phase. Let's just check it's not a weather card. Not a weather card. This wasn't a weather, was it? No. That's just a thing about Migos. Start at the bottom. Oh my god. The woods again. Holy crap. So that is a monster surge. What were the rules for monster surges? Did we have them already? Up here. And zoom back a little bit. If at the beginning of the Mythos phase, the first player draws a Mythos card that shows a location that has already had an open gate, a monster is placed at every location with an open gate. So how many open gates do we have? This might be okay actually. So we have 1, 2. We have 2 monster pops. So we have 4 on the board now. What were the rules for this, for the outskirts? Return monsters to the... Oh, no. Arkham monster limit. Monsters over this limit go to the outskirts. It's number of players plus 3. We've got 4 players. So if there are... the 8th monster on the board goes to outskirts. We only have 4 on the board right now. What did we get? We had an Elder Thing. Nice. Ugh. Crazy Terror. And a Shoggoth. This is very Mountains of Madnessy. Takalili. Great. 2 monsters that I don't want to touch. Okay, back to the Mythos card. What are we dealing with? Headline: Private security hide in Uptown. All monsters in the Uptown streets or locations are returned to the cup. Nothing here. Oh, ooh. We move first, right? Am I being a dick by saying that? I think you move first. I did that previously. I'm going to move first. What are you? You're a diamond. I don't know if I'm being a dirty cheat. I think you do move first, though. Before you do this. I think. I don't know. I did that previously with another card. I think. I'm going to stick with it. You go back. Ha ha ha. And a clue appears at Historical Society. No, don't stack. Stop stacking. There we go. I don't know. Tell me if I am misrepresenting the rules by doing that. I think that's correct, though. We also had circle and square. One of these is a circle. Wait, diamond. Yeah, diamond moves on black. Uh-oh. Was there a circle? Your hex. Right, so when that moves, do we proc the combat now? We proc it in this player's movement phase, I think. I believe. We don't do combat now, we do combat in the movement phase of Joe. Can you beat this? Yeah, you can easily beat this. You may go a little bit crazy, but you can easily beat it. Yeah. Okay, sure. That was turn 3. Thank you for watching. No, every time. No, a gate did not open, so we do not pop this, and we do not. it's becoming a little bit of an end of video thing. But yeah, in this instance, a gate did not open, so we don't increase the doom track. We don't do this, but Innsmouth. Deep One's Rising. Innsmouth adds the threat of... So this is, before we start looking at this is this track here. I haven't touched on this. There are 2 tracks on the Innsmouth expansion board. This is essentially the good side of the board. This is what I want to be impacting on. I want to be traveling around Innsmouth in the blue area, in the yellow area, in the green area, and throwing my clues on these. Because certain events will cause this track to fill up. If it reaches 6, I think it's game over. I think it just ends. I think that I just lose. If this ever gets 6 tokens on it, I think I lose. But if I ever fill this up with 6 tokens, I reset this. So if there are 5 tokens on here, I fill this up with 6, all those 5 tokens disappear, it starts at the beginning again. So how does this fill up? First of all, before we get to that, to fill this up, I need to, I believe it in my upkeep, if I'm on a blue space, factory district, national grocery, or Gilman, blah blah blah, if my upkeep, I'm on a blue space, I can take a clue from my stash, for that character stash, and just place it on the blue. So I need to have 2 blue tokens, 2 yellow tokens, so I need to have somebody just traveling around here. But that's once per turn, which is important. If, like, I can't let this get up to 5 with this being empty and then realistically expect somebody to spend 6 turns traveling all the way around here before that blah blahs. If I feel like this is becoming a threat, I need to be filling these clue tokens up well in advance. So the risk reward there is, do I take one of these fellows, throw them onto this board to initiate these clues in advance of this becoming a problem? Because once this becomes a imminent threat, I need to have this as an imminent solution. I can't have this be an imminent threat and then suddenly decide I want to start working on this. The time just wouldn't work out. So how does this fill up? The Deep Ones Rising. Innsmouth adds the threat of the Deep Ones to the problems that the investigators must deal with in the form of the Deep Ones Rising track, which is the problem track I just noted. If the Deep Ones Rising track ever completely fills up, the Ancient One... Oh, so it just causes the Ancient One to immediately awaken. It's not an immediate game over, it is an immediate awakening of the Ancient One, which is kind of almost like a game over, but still. There are 2 ways for the Deep Ones to advance. Each time a gate is prevented from opening, such as by Elder Sign tokens or investigator abilities. So this is why I'm checking this, because a gate did not just open because there was already a gate there. The specific rule here, as written down, is each time a gate is prevented from opening, which just happened, and then it gives 2 examples, neither of which is applicable to what just happened. Add a token to Deep Ones. And then if monsters move into the vortexes, these things. So as monster movement works, if a monster ever moves into one of these spaces, we also add one. I think that, even though the example of this wasn't given in the rules, a gate was prevented from opening. So I think that applies here. And they're very big. Let's make them a little bit smaller. Boop, 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 boop. There, we have 1 on the thing. So now that we have a token on there, now I'm kind of thinking I need to send someone over there. Maybe Mandy, maybe Patrice will visit Innsmouth. I'm sure they'll enjoy their stay. Nice hotels, I've heard. I think that covers everything. So we're going to start with turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. We'll begin with turn 4 when we return. Sorry, I just banged my microphone. Thank you for watching. I hope my slightly awkward commentary is not too off-putting. I hope you're having a pleasant day. I will bid you fond farewell, and I hope to see you again in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.